thought today you might like to see how I make my small seed growing pots. Now these are one cell pots, which basically means when you want to sow just one tiny seed, such as lavender, let's say, when you've got those tiny seeds. I don't use these very often, but as I'm making a few up today, I thought you'd like to see how I do them. All you need is any toilet rolls or kitchen rolls, any size at all, it doesn't matter, a ruler, scissors, pen and a little cup of water. Now before I continue, I must say it depends on your country or where your country imports these things from to see if they're suitable, because I know some countries the glue is not usable for growing. So do take care first of all to see if they're compatible to use and that the glues aren't toxic, have chemicals, poison, etc. in. Also, some countries have very cheap thin rolls and you might find these also are not suitable, but give it a go and see. So here's some I made earlier. You don't need any glue or tape to make these. The water will make the glue reset. So to make them very easy, just get your roll that you want to use, squish it down in half. Now the country I'm from, Cyprus, these are very thick, good quality rolls. So they take a little bit more pushing flat. I actually have to press with the back of scissors. I can't even run anything all the way down the side, they are so thick. And a little special tip for you here, if you find you do them and they unravel, I start my first fold where it begins to twist. So when you have that bottom bit of the start of the twist and the line comes around here, I start my first fold here, and this is important in a minute. You might find you don't have to worry about that, that's great. Then you want to get your ruler, and this is so that in a minute your cuts all come to the same point. You can just draw a line both sides. So turn it over, put the ruler on the very bottom of the roll and then draw a line just so you get the same length. Now we go back to where that first bit was, because we want to remember where this bit is. We push it in so the two sides of the folds are back together. Now basically where that was, you could literally now just fold in half again to make the other crease. But as I've said, mine are very thick, I can't just refold here. So I'm just going to push my two folded bits together in the centre again, so I get 4 even pieces and squish that down. So again, let's pretend this was my first fold. You would just need to fold this in half again. And it's just to make 4 even pieces. So whether you do your first fold and fold in half again and open it out again, or if you do your first folds and then squish it the opposite way, either way is fine. So now you have 4 even folds like a square. That's all we're doing, so don't worry how you get there. And then do you remember I said remember where your first piece was? This is where we're going to make our first cut down to the line, and remember where this is. This is only for the point of it doesn't unravel, but if yours don't unravel anyway, you don't need to worry about that. So we make 4 cuts. On each of the folds are cut up to the line. That is the only purpose of drawing that line. And then if you're worried about the unravelling, you find that first bit again. And this is the first bit that you're going to fold in to make your base. So I've just folded it in, and then the one next to it as well. And then for extra security, I go back to the one prior to it, but it doesn't really matter. You're just folding all 4 in. Just make sure they're really well pressed. And then the trick of this method is I'm going to dip all this bottom into the water. As I do it, I do keep my fingers pressed inside just to keep it together. I'm not just dunking the very bottom. As I dunk in the water, I'm going to look inside that the water line has definitely come way over the base. So just dunk it in your water. As I say, I'm looking in that base to make sure the water's really come up. You might find a small pot, your water's come right up to here. It doesn't matter, but just make sure the inside of the base has come up. And then again, just use your fingers, press that all back together. Really, like you're sticking it, just push it all down. So make sure it's all fixed as a 4 in the bottom. Push it on something solid, but obviously nothing the paper's going to stick to, so either plastic or something like this. Press it all in because your glue is refixing itself. And then it's a good idea just to put something on top to weigh it down. Being cypress, an old decorative pomegranate is really good because that's hard and heavy now. And then leave them overnight, and then in the morning you should have your single pot cell. So that's my little quick tip for making single cells. And we say that people have bought lots of seeds and there's a shortage of seeds by the homesteaders. Is it perhaps that the homesteaders were the ones buying the toilet rolls during the pandemic to make their single cell planters? Haha, just a thought for you there. So until next time, Meraki.